I am an evil monster. I will destroy you.
Hello again, my fellow Flatalonians. Welcome once again to my world. And I'm going to tell you something you already know, fairly obvious. Different people are comfortable with different levels of technology. Some people, as soon as the iPhone came out or the Android, they hopped right on that bag wagon. Bought me a bag phone. Hopped right on the bandwagon and went out and bought one. Running all over the place, 4Ging everywhere. Well, other people don't even want a cell phone. They'd be uncomfortable with the old Motorola flip phone, probably. You know, and you can't fault people for that because people are basically, people. Or at least that's the rumor. You know who could keep up and doesn't? Mythical characters. That's right. You know, take for instance Santa Claus. He's still tooling around the world in a sleigh pulled by reindeer in the 21st century. Now, I'm not saying he's out of date because he can get to every house on Earth within 24 hours. So I gotta say that's pretty good. But I'm not sure about that sleigh being open. I mean, if he's traveling at supersonic speeds, which he's gotta be, you know, do the math. He's gotta have a pretty serious case of windburn by the end of the night. That's why his cheeks are so rosy. I don't think he'd have some kind of canopy. Maybe some composite plastic thing, a little ejector seat, you know, because he's sitting out there in the open in that sleigh going at supersonic speeds. That's not good. What, you know, as he's visiting some of those third world countries, what if his reindeers take a little sip of water they're not supposed to? Get a bad burrito or something. I'll tell you, that sleigh's not going to be a good place to be sitting out in the open. You know, so I'm thinking some kind of space-age plastic canopy. At the very least, he should be wearing one of those IndyCar racing helmets, the one with the peel-off sheets. You know, so when one of those sheets gets soiled with too much burrito, have a clean windscreen to look through. You know, another one that hasn't kept up, Cupid. We got Tomahawk missiles, smart bombs, Predator drones. This guy's flying around with his little wings shooting a bow and arrow. I mean, I'm not talking about giving him an AK-47. He's just a baby, for God's sake. Supposedly he shoots you in the butt with that arrow and you fall in love. Yeah, I just thought of something to say, but I think I'm going to keep it to myself. But in today's modern age, it seems like he could upgrade a little bit. I think we got a lot of tools that Cupid could use today, you know, to make people more attractive to each other. I mean, there's beer. You can carry around a beer bong. I don't think Hallmark cards would be too pleased with the new imagery, though. Roofies, I guess, but I think that takes a lot of the romance out of it. How about a subpoena for a paternity suit? That's a good way to attract a man. If nothing else, I hope he'd grow up a little bit. Because, you know, single men, if you want a single man to fall in love with you, last thing you want to do is mention babies. You know who else needs upgrade is the Grim Reaper. He's got that scythe, that big hook-bladed thing. Now, he's the one you could give him an AK-47. My first thought is Grim Reaper, got the dark hood, the black thing, you know, the real evil, ominous-looking thing. Give him a Glock. Glock would go good with his outfit, I think. But, you know, a lot of it is in the marketing, you know, and I think he walks around with that big blade on his shoulder just because he doesn't want to look too friendly. You know, so carrying a concealed weapon is probably going to work against that. AK-47 or an M4 assault rifle, something like that would be good for that purpose. But I think if you really want a good kick-butt Grim Reaper, you know, that for instance would look good in an action movie, I say you outfit him with a flamethrower. Heck with that scythe. Flamethrower. Well, alright. Where does the time go? So till next time, please keep all hands and feet inside the ride, lest you be flamed by the Grim Reaper.